In the corporate world, there are certain aspects of the way things work that it would be best if you did not bring a working class sensibility to. For example, working class people generally say what's on their minds. I mean, when you have nothing, you know, the old line, when you got nothing to lose. Working class people are used to basically just laying it out there and saying how it is. Well, that does not work in shirt and tie America. When you're in the office and you're telling the boss that, yeah, I think that's stupid, or you throw a little, we spoke earlier about rage, when your tongue is tied and you throw a little temper tantrum, that won't make it. There are people, psychologists I interviewed, who actually are psychologists of class, and they tease out these problems that people might have in the workplace. They'll say that, you know, look, it's not really a good idea to curse out your boss. Well, you know, I went to my father once for some work advice, and I told him my boss was being a pain one way or another. And my father said, well, you just got to grab him by the collar and put him up against the wall, and then he'll listen to you. And I said,
and
well,
you're big enough to do it, 6'3", 225.
Yeah. I said, Dad, you know, you can't do that in an office setting, you know. And it's surprising to hear from these psychologists who study this, how often things like that happen, if not anything as dramatic as that perhaps, but the wrong word at the wrong time. Similarly, blue-collar people find it off-putting to, once they're in the white-collar world, to network. There's a sense that, you know, you make friends because you're going to be buddies, because you got something in common. That's from the old neighborhood. The notion that you would make a friend, you would make friends with somebody simply because they could help you, it's just so foreign to a lot of people, and so they find it off-putting. They get a little squeamish about it, and
illegitimate was the word you used.
Right, it's an illegitimate relationship, and so they might miss out on moving up, on moving ahead. So if you got that loud mouth from the neighborhood, and you're not networking, and also you don't, you know, socialize after work with the boss. Very important. We were taught as kids that once Dad was home from the construction site, you know, you pull up the drawbridge, set the moat out. You know, that's it. You know, nothing else is going to happen, because the tribe is going to sit down to the table, and that's it. The idea that you would invite the boss over for dinner, supper, right? That's right. Big gobs of carbohydrates and brown meat. The idea that you would do that is just so foreign to the working class mentality. And I remember watching when I was a kid. I watched the TV show Bewitched, and the husband would bring home the boss, and you know, make a roast, seal a deal, and that kind of thing just doesn't happen, because you only have family at the table. Yeah. You don't bring. Similarly, you know, with weddings, and you know, inviting inviting people you did some work with a while. I mean, nobody does that, and so. When I said earlier about bumping into the furniture, you can find yourself fairly lost if you're a working class kid in that kind of environment.
Yeah.
This excerpt is brought to you by the Massachusetts School of Law, the leader of reform in legal education and a leader in multimedia education for the public. To view the full interview and for a full listing of MSL's programs, log on to mslaw.edu.